I understand how it was in different countries. I was kind of glad they got rid of those books. This one right here, speaks about a woman that two, one was from Ireland, one was from England, and the other one was from the Congo, and how hard it was in all three, and how they could compare, and how they wanted to go to the United States. Really, after what I lived the last 10 years, and what I have been advocating for, they just don't know. Especially when you was an apprentice for 10 years and pretty much used as a research project or a pet project. Harvard got that right. I wasn't ever a pet project, and I shouldn't have got offended by that because it was true. NIH initiative. I had my poems read by Shaman Apache. Read my poems, and I was able to predict that weather. And I kept telling them there's gonna be some crazy storms coming. The wildfires started back up. Georgia got a taste of its first earthquake. I don't know what part. But see, it's like I tried to tell them, man, God don't like this stuff. And I say Jesus is walking. Now it's happening in places that they don't expect. But they still abuse me. They still abuse me. And, everything just been on strategic, them learning how to do their country. And, it's okay. This one here is like, for me, writing was more than a hobby. How they explained they wanted to be a reporter, but they was always surrounded by gangs in Mexico. The other one was talking about how, they didn't have to translate at all. They understood most of the language because it was quite fluent. And they talked about how life would be like in the United States and how they worked as slaves and farmers and stuff in the United States. I know the feeling. I've been a farmer a long time. When it ain't worth nothing. And it says, I told him I understood that here black people were constantly underestimated by white people. I had visited Africa once many years ago when my college roommate was teaching English in a rural school in western Kenya. I had a glimpse of how different the matter of identity seemed to be there. I could feel the difference between the two places, between the United States and how they treat you in Africa. Well, it all depends on where you at, Because, for me, many of the people that experienced my life, in the oversight, they said I was treated like a slave. Why these people, they protest. Hell, I don't even protest no more. I get enslaved by either the whites or I get whitelisted by the blacks. And then the billionaires, they just throw my medical in the, stock exchange. So then Bezos comes at me and says, are you going to assume your role? After they've been writing about me like I'm a bird and aardvark and shit like that. Why are you just suing Google? Why don't they sue Bezos? He had me on that serverless system. And goddamn, Microsoft had me on the SharePoint. So they were sharing me openly, So, hell, you wonder why. And you don't feel bad about that. You should. Hell, you turned me down, 2023 when I applied for you. Then you asked me if I want a job. I'm like, hell no. I didn't get no loan forgiveness. Hell, I'm still in debt from that bullshit. Along with the fact my credit got messed up by the network switches. So do I got a lawsuit? Yeah. That's exploitation to the finest. Exploitation to the finest. Being that I'm disabled and I hold that copyright and then I've been writing books. Oh my God. Exploitation by the finest. If I ain't got a lawsuit, class action. It's like because I knew, because the camera switches, all that bullshit is restricted on both my phones. Got me in debt. Whitelisted by the Democrats. And I'm getting saved a little bit by the general, but I'm getting threats from the damn Navy SEALs in California. And I don't know why I'm getting that. I just recently started getting them threats like 2 days ago. And I called them and I told them to stop sending me threats. But Google keep letting them send these ads on my phone. I don't know why. And here go Bill Gates. He's gonna help the poorest people of the UK. Remember now, my other phone has UK inside of it. God forbid, damn, he won't quit. That's how I'm gonna get him. See, you blaming everything on Elon. You just damn guilty too. You the same son bitch talking about some goddamn population control in 2015. I'm gonna cause millions of deaths. Let me tell you something. My weather app, I didn't even do it for the United States. I did it for Eastern Asia. So if you worried about your shit, why don't you take your ass back to Washington and stop worrying about Florida? Oh, my bad. You probably up there doing the private computing with Kaiser Permanente. They putting folks on the market as you been doing population control, man.
Drummer drumming. In the trumpet, someone's trying to summon someone. I know something's coming, but I'm running from it. To be standing at the summit and plummet. How come it wasn't what I thought it was? Was it too good to be true? Have nothing, get it all, but too much of it. Then lose it again. Did I swallow hallucinogens? Cause if not, where the hell did it go? Cause here I sit and lose it again. By the touch of it, just choosing to sin. Even if it means I'm selling my soul just to be done undisputed again. Do whatever I gotta do just to win. Cause I got this motherfucking cloud over my head, crown around it. Thorns on it, cracks in it, want you morons think they got feedback, did you how about that I'm somehow drummer drumming. In the trumpet, someone's trying to summon someone. I know something's coming, but I'm running from it. To be standing at the summit and plummet. How come it wasn't what I thought it was? Was it too good to be true? Have nothing, get it all, but too much of it. Then lose it again. Did I swallow hallucinogens? Cause if not, where the hell did it go? Cause here I sit and lose it again. By the touch of it, just choosing to sin. Even if it means I'm selling my soul just to be done undisputed again. Do whatever I gotta do just to win. Cause I got this motherfucking cloud over my head, crown around it. Thorns on it, cracks in it, want you morons think they got feedback, did you how about that I'm somehow now back to the underdog. But no matter how loud that I bark, this sport is something I never bow out at. I complain about the game, I shout in the pout. It's a love-hate, but I found out that I can move a mountain of doubt. Even when you bitches are counting me out, and I appear to be down for the count. Only time I ever been out and about is driving around town with my fucking whereabouts in a doubt. Cause I've been lost trying to figure what I did to get here, but I'm not a quitter, gotta get up, give it all I gotta give up. Spit on shit on stepped on, I kept going, I'm trying to be headstrong, but it feels like I slept on my neck wrong. Cause you're moving on to the next, but it's respect gone. Don't give me that sob story, lie, don't preach to the choir. You ain't never even had to reach in the fire to dig deep. Nobody ever handed me shit in life, not even a flyer. Wouldn't even take shit into consideration, obliterate anyone in the way. I think I see why a lot of rappers get on these features and try to show out on a track with me, but it actually have to be a fucking blowout to get me to retire. Tell these new artists the kings never die. I know shit has changed in this age, fuck a Twitter page, bitch to say I've been on stage. Why am I online? It's driving me crazy. I'm riding shotgun, trying to get a gauge on top, but I'm not wanna get going, but it's stay passing this shit in opinions way. I can hear him say if I stay passionate, maybe I can stage a miraculous.
Thought I'd follow you you never go away. So I guess I gotta stay now.
I ain't stopping till I'm on top of it, all alone and on a throne, like a token of respect or a homage poem or an ode I've been owed, tossed in the air by my own arm and launched so hard it broke my collarbone. And when it's my time to go, I'm still not leaving. Stop and know what I don't know, but I've been told a obstacle that blocks your road to knock it over. Time to go for that pot of gold, cause they say kings never die, just as ten as the chain that just grow wings and they fly. So hands up, reach for the sky, try to hold up and promo these moments, cause in the blink of an eye they'll be over. Trying to secure your legacy like Shakur and ensure nobody's ever gonna be what you were. So before you're leaving this earth, you want people to feel the fury of a pure evil, sir. Reapable, sir. Deacon the word, syllable genius at work. Plus I'm thinking the third, mistaking my kindness for weakness, killing with meanness. I wake up kind of milking farina to flipping purpose on the grill for subpoenas to cure us to arenas. Call me cured arenas, still appeal to the dreamers. I made it to the silver screen, but Rocky still with the demons. Khalil on the beakers, Nathan the beat ain't the same. Feeling to me is killing the beat is, so fulfilling to me is what filling the seat is. That sound bombing, thirsting out, common underground, down deep, outside of stomach crowd, throbbing hunger out, rhyming everyone. God, just give me one shot. Swear that I won't let you down. I'ma be around forever in the day, even in the ground. You ain't never ever gonna hear him say I ain't.
Thought I found a way. Thought I found a way out, but you never go away. So I guess I gotta stay now.
You gonna find a way to get me fired. I knew that. I'm saying this openly. You did this multiple times every year. We're gonna fire the base. But once I seen that you're scraped it up out of there, I say you can't with the mess. I'll tell you something about Lennox Torvalds, man. Lennox Torvalds was under me. Man, I used that junk on a sidekick to balance that budget back then. Scored 115 on that with Everest University, man. Chief economist, no. I know economics. I studied Gore, Al Gore, Vice President Gore under Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton had one of the best vice presidents that understood economics, where we were detoured by technology. I stuck with economics a long time because I was a big, still is, fan of Al Gore. During his run for president, he pushed the importance of economics. Come on, hear that. Didn't nobody want to hear it. I thought that was amazing how he spoke. The importance of where it be, and he showed a graph. He showed the graph the same way you do with what? How you build business. I sat there in the Pizza Hut eating a pizza, and he was speaking about this during the debate against George W. Bush. I told my dad, I had just started college. First technical college, Cab Technical College, now Piedmont College. I said, Dad, that's interesting. I said, we eat a stuffed crust Pizza Hut. And I said, that sounds so with the graph, he showed how the graph would grow, how it would decline. He showed the difference between decline, where it would decline, where it would incline. It's the same thing in gas and oil drilling, price and profit and non-profit.
You don't create loopholes within your politics using nonprofits, though. That's where I had a problem at. That's what got me jumped on while I'm crippled right now. You know that. They do too. That's why they jumped in there and they scraped it up out of there. Hey, I was like, see, with the mess. You don't use people to talk against other. When it comes to Republicans and Democrats, you don't get people that say they're individuals that say they're Democrat but they're Republicans. You don't. That breaks and kills the sovereignty within how we govern here. You do not hurt people that are mental health and do that. Neither do you do it to anyone that is of a different nationality. Jimmy Carter spoke on sovereignty for not only our country, for American First Principles. He spoke on sovereignty when it was the peace between the Iranian region, while we got so much conflict over there. You step in and don't boss it up. No, you step in and you delegate with democracy, with merit. And I learned that from Joe Biden. You speak with strength, with ways of not cussing, being anti-Semitic. That's what President Barack Obama showed me. You speak with truth. That's what President George W. Bush taught me. You speak with promise. That is what Bill Clinton taught me. You do the best you can to get in there when you can. Although I was a celebrity yesterday, but I'm just a man. That's what Ronald Reagan taught me. You speak with sovereignty. That is what Jimmy Carter taught me. That was one of the things that lit a fire in me on an advertisement. I didn't like that. I was upset about that. I didn't like the way they put him out there like that when Evelyn passed. Who stood up and, like Matthew Gates did, advocated for those with disabilities like I am. But with disabilities, I'm the first one that did it. Had nothing to do with black, had nothing to do with white, but I said a universal civil rights. I advocated for that a long time. It ain't just about civil rights for just us, but for the native lands. That's why I cut my hair the way I did this time. Because I love the native lands, but I love community too. I still love business. I like the way it works. I learned how it works, but they know I can map it out. I'm not a chief economist. I'm a man of not peace. I'm a man with strength, with promise, and sovereignty. You took it to defense or offense when I used those examples with the wigs. But I wanted to set an example that whatever was going on, the federal government is supposed to step in when a little man, a little woman, a rape child, anyone that is missing, even a police officer that got shot up and he needs you to get down there, get some funding down there, whether it be emergency funding, you get down there and you help them. That's key. We don't act as federalists. We don't act on a partisan. We have to act bipartisan in order to join what is divided. Yay, nay. It don't sound too. It sounds biased. I learned that from Matthew Gates. It don't matter if you're doing it all the time. You shouldn't have put that out there. But see, one apple can ruin it for all the apple trees. No, I'm not finna bad talk law enforcement. When I said donate it to them. When I thought about Mr. Mayorkas, I thought about cybersecurity. I thought about Head Secretary of Homeland Security, Ms. Noam. But I also thought about Ms. Gabbard, who's over National Intelligence. Hell, she's over me. They said he's a cybersecurity agent. No, I'm not. I'm an economist. I'm a man of peace. I said, no, I don't pay for that. No. I know how to do it, though. I got plenty of those. No. I'm a delegate. That's what I am. Not an economist. You know, I know it. I'm a delegate. And I do it with delicacy. I learned that from President Obama. I don't hear that. It's a legacy within itself. And you build with principle, with great literacy. I speak fast because I'm autistic, but they don't mean to do it that way. Everybody's not the same. That's the same way that they did the lepers back then, for example. I advocate for those that ain't got a hand, those that got lost in their land. I advocate for women and children. I even advocate for the LGBTQ. I advocate for Juneteenth. I advocate for Children's Day. They have that over in the Netherlands. Good God Almighty, I can preach. So I speak with peace. When needed to be on open channels, but I still love the news stations. I always will. I just don't. I don't like the way y'all did. Not President Biden. No. He always wanted that job. I'm glad he got it. He had his first lady advocated for those with mental health, just like Evelyn did. See, I do research on them. And then you hear we got to break up Google. You got to break up Google? No. Well, the hell, let me have my own company. You know I can't invest in it. Hell, the monopoly was built around me. No, it wasn't. Hell, I built around myself. You guys built around me, but I'm glad you did. It wasn't about developing. I was a good developer. I was a good economist. I did all that. I didn't care about assets. I cared about the world. When I put save the world in 2018, that's what I meant by good principle. So let's have it. Don't overstay your powers. Good night. Talk to you in the morning.